Hello and welcome to Enjoy the View Travel. Let's Go Cruise Celebrity Summit Edition. Okay, we are on Embarkation Day and we went and had breakfast. Great breakfast, lots of options, plenty of seating, wasn't overly crowded, especially for a cruise embarkation day. And then we hopped in the Uber. So good thing to note is that you do want to pre-order your Uber, okay? Pre-ordering or pre-booking, I guess, your Uber. On embarkation day, it gets very busy. So you want to do that a couple of days in advance so that you already have your ride scheduled. A lot of people are doing that over the hotel shuttle options, which are pricey. More pricey than an Uber, and you are not guaranteed how long it will take because you may have to stop at other hotels along the way to pick up other guests. So it's just something to keep in mind. So we pulled up, we got to see our ship right there. It looked so great. We were super excited. And then we headed into the security area. Just so you know, the security area, you are not allowed to record. So I kept my camera away. I wasn't sure when I could start recording. So we went up, we went through security, we went through the check-in process, which was a breeze. It did not take any time. Like, I'm wanting to say maybe 5 minutes max for the four of us to check in. And then we were told to go back to this room and sit down and wait. We didn't have to wait very long. So basically the process is once that room fills up, then they take that group of cruisers up the escalator to the ship, and that is where we headed next. So we went up the escalator, and then you have to walk down a hallway, and then you walk on the across to the ship. It's all inside, it's all air conditioned, and you step on the ship, and then it's like, what do I do? So we went and we put our luggage in our room. Our rooms were not ready yet, but you could go ahead and drop off any of your luggage, your carry-ons, and anything that you have with you. Pick up your SeaPass cards, and then we did what everybody does. We headed to lunch. So we went to the buffet. Is the buffet busy on embarkation day? Absolutely, it's busy on embarkation day, but that's okay. I still don't feel like that we had to wait in any lines. We walked all the way around to see what the options were at the different stations, and then we went and found a seat, and we went two at a time to go get our meal, and it worked out great. So this was the welcome aboard cake that they had on. And then this one, they didn't actually cut. It was for viewing, probably until the very end. And you can see over there to the right, there's some little pieces of cake. So they had other options of cake and stuff for you, and different desserts on this dessert bar. And then I forgot to take a picture before I started eating, so I apologize. But I had the chicken and steak fajitas, and they had some green beans. Now, they were a little too crunchy for me. I like mine a little softer, so I didn't end up eating all of those. And then sweet potato, and I'm sure there was something else on there, but anyway. And then I had water and vitamin water. So if you are somebody who likes the zero sugar vitamin water, they do have the lemonade and I think the orange as the option on the cruise. So good to know for you. So we had a really good seat. So this was our view while we were eating lunch. So good view of Miami and the water, and it was just a great way to have lunch. And then I wanted to say, make sure that you get pictures of where you are embarking from. So for example, we're embarking from Miami. So I made sure I got lots of shots of Miami. I think a lot of people get so carried away with looking at the ship and getting something to eat and all the things that they forget about the beauty of the port around them and the city around them. So take the time to go up on the deck and get some really good shots of the city. So we did that, and we're able to get some really good ones. It was a beautiful day. Temperature was great, even though it was the beginning of March. So you can see this is how we will go out to the ocean. And you can see the other ships that are in port with us. You can see 2 there, but there is another one behind that Carnival cruise line. And then there's a couple of places that are empty that other ships would be at. So when we left, there were only 4 ships, including us. However, when we arrived back in Miami to go home, there were 9 ships in port. So always good to know. There are some apps that would let you know what other ships are going to be in port with you. So just something to keep in mind and get pictures. So there you can see that's the Carnival Conquest that was behind us, and it's the Freedom of the Seas, the other ship that you can see. And then the one that you can't see that's directly behind that Carnival ship is an MSC ship, and I don't remember the name of it offhand. Might see later when we're headed out to the ocean and we go by, might take a look at that. So there's always going to be yachts and things going by. Be sure to grab those pictures because, they're pretty cool to see them going by. So grab those pictures. This right here is the new Virgin Voyages port. They have a brand new building for when you embark on your ship, and that's where their ship will park. They were not in port on that day, and I don't believe there was one in port when we came back. But I actually didn't go to look to see if there was, but I don't believe there was. And of course, you can see the city in the background. So here is the signature Celebrity X that you will see on all of the Celebrity ships. And this has been the logo for the Celebrity Cruise Line from the beginning. And when it was purchased from the family who owned it, they decided to keep the X and use that. And then when Royal purchased Celebrity, they continued to keep that logo. And it's a branding thing. So you'll see this logo on all the ships. Don't forget to take your picture with it. It's a must. So at this point, we were already starting to pull away from the pier. And we didn't even know, we were walking around, we were looking at things, and I was like, oh, hey, we're moving. So that lets you know the difference in ships today from ships from, years ago, because the stability of them is so much better. And I realized that we were in calm waters here. But we didn't even feel the ship moving away from the pier. So always, keep those things in mind. All right, look for the fun stuff. So there was this pirate ship going by, and so I took a picture of it. For those of you who don't know, I'm also a teacher, and next year I'll be going to a new school, and we are actually the pirates. And so I immediately snapped this picture and sent it to the teachers that will be going with me to this new school. I was like, look, I found a pirate ship. So look for the fun stuff and take pictures of those, as well as the beautiful things. Always look for the fun. Talk about yachts. Check this one out. A couple things about this. Not only is that yacht amazing, I do not know who it belongs to, but I think it would be an amazing thing to be on that. You can't see the name of it there, so the Sienna. So you can look that up and see who that belongs to. But if you look directly behind that, not at all the colorful buildings, that's cool too. And if you look even further behind that, the white outline of Miami, the buildings, that looks cool too. But the airport, do you notice the airport? There, this is where the little sea prop planes fly in and out of. So we did not see any takeoff, and when we came back, we didn't see any land either. So we didn't have that fun, but that would have been fun to see that. So we had that to look at, and we had quite the lengthy conversation about it as well. But it's very cool to be able to see things like that. So that's another reason to always check that out. Also, around the ship inside, there is amazing art everywhere. And so be sure that you take the time to look at it, take some pictures of it. It's some of it's really cool, and some of it's pretty, and some of it's unique. Here's a unique piece. So there's doors right behind that going outside, and this was going into the Sky Lounge. And so it says art. If you look really close, you can see the letters of art on there. And so it's just something different. And they have all kinds of things like that. So this is from the Sky Lounge up front on the forward of the ship. And you can see the helipad right there. So there is a helipad should, anybody have to be evacuated for medical reasons from the ship. There is a helipad if that's needed to be used. I have never seen the helipad used on any of the cruises that I've been at. If people have had to be taken off for medical reasons, it's always been in a port, but there is that option. So this picture I actually took before we even left because I can still see the pier there in front of us. But as we started to leave, you can see the right here, we've pulled away and pulled down so that the ship can turn around and head out. And you can see where we were docked before, and that's the other side of the Virgin Voyages terminal right there. So let's look at a couple more cityscapes pictures as we were pulling away. So some different angles and different views from where we were at before. These are always great. I'm always amazed by the city views. All right, so here starts some actual video footage that I took. I did decide to leave the sound off, at least on this one, because, conversations were going on around me. The wind, it was quite windy, and so until I get a microphone that has a buffer on it where it won't be so windy, I've decided to do that. So once we left, earlier I showed you, I believe, the police boat. So there's one right there, and they go out with you. So that jet skis and other private boats and yachts and things are not in the way of the cruise ship leaving. So they are out there policing that area. And you get some really good looks of the pier this way as you're heading out, and we'll get to see the other ships as well. Here's a quick look at those before we head to the next video shot. And here, I've kind of sped the video up a little bit because it was about 6 minutes from there to the end of the pier. So if you look on the other side, way over on the other side, you can see cranes, large cranes. Those are for the cargo ships. So the cruise ship's port is over on this side, and the cargo ship port is over on the other side. And so that allows them to come in, and they don't bother each other. So they can come in and out, at the same time. We did not have any cargo ships leaving or coming in when we left. So you saw the Carnival, and you saw the MSC, and of course our little police escort there. We are coming up on the Norwegian Cruise Line terminal, and I was looking, I couldn't read that, the MSC ship name, but this is the Norwegian Cruise Line terminal. We didn't have an NCL ship in when we left, but this is theirs. It's pretty cool looking too. They always are amazing me with what they're doing to make their terminals look really awesome. And so this is the current NCL look. I don't know if that will change anytime soon or not, but that's what it looks like right now. There's some more pictures of those cranes in the background, and you can see some of the cargo trailers and things that have been lifted off and stored. So again, it's really cool to check out the surroundings and see what's going on at the pier, at the port, and things that we don't see every day. So we're coming up on the Freedom of the Seas. and I am discussing with my friend the different options. She has a teenage son, and she said, I want to take him on a cruise, but we're on a Celebrity ship, and Celebrity is a little bit more adult here. They do have things for kids. Kids are welcome on Celebrity, but they don't have as many things. So, for example, this is the Freedom of the Sea. So, when we get towards the end of this ship, you'll see that they have water slides, and they have the flow rider and rock walls and all kinds of things. So they have really awesome stuff that kids are really going to love, and things to keep them really occupied. So those are some things that when you are booking your cruise that you want to think about. If my child is going with me, what things do they have? We'll talk about this later, but Celebrity does have children's programs and different things. So we'll talk about that later, but this is what we were talking about for the Royal ship. They also, you can't hear it because I don't have the sound on, but the two ships, because Royal owns Celebrity, they both were talking back and forth to each other, blowing their horns and stuff. So it was pretty cool. And then this is sailing out of Miami and headed into the ocean. So our last glimpse of land as we head out into the ocean. It was really beautiful, really quiet. It was really nice. So when we got back to our cabins, they were ready, and we were able to go get ready for dinner. We had some chocolate-covered strawberries, courtesy of Enjoy the View Travel. I like to do some fun things for my clients when the option is available. And typically with the cruise lines, you have some kind of options available to send them a little treat or something, and say thank you for booking with me. So that was something that I did for our cabin and for my friends as well. And then we got ready for dinner, and this is like the best part of the evening, right? So they have that fabulous circle mirror that Celebrity is known for on all of their upgrades and the new ships that are coming out. And I enjoyed the circle mirror, so it was nice. I don't think I ever turned the light on, but the white part that you see, the kind of like the frame of the mirror, it actually lights up, but I don't think I ever turned it on. But just a little tidbit of information for you there so that you know. So we were heading into dinner, and I have the menus here for you. So from the bar is on the left side, so all the featured cocktails and things that you can order. That's not the only thing that you can order. You can order other things from the bar, but those are some options there. They have some wine options listed for you, and they had some non-alcoholic things. So the strawberry fizz, I had that a couple of nights. It was really good. I don't think anybody had any of the other options there at the top. And I think one of my friends had a glass of wine one night, and then some of the others ordered some things from the bar and everything on some of the nights. So bar service was really good. Depending on how busy the dining room is at the moment, bar service, because they're not only taking orders from your table but from other tables, and they'll get several and then go and get them. Of course, they have to wait for them to make them and all of that. So sometimes it can take just a little bit. So if you're wanting something immediately, maybe stop at one of the bars on the way into dinner and bring a drink with you. Wine was offered pretty quickly though. And then, so let's get over to the food. So the evening's menu, or this evening's menu. So starters at the top, entrees at the bottom. They have a little legend at the bottom that shows you what's gluten-free, what's vegetarian, no sugar added. I think that is lactose-free and fit fare. So the way the menu works, let's look at the starters. Everything on the left changed nightly. So it was different. Everything on the right was available every night. So they had the Caesar salad, the shrimp cocktail, escargot, and the French onion soup every night. French onion soup is superb. It was very, very good. And then they had the on the entree part, Everything on the left, again, changed nightly. And in the box, you had the celebrity classics. And so those 3 items were offered every night. And then underneath that is where your vegetarian option is. Not necessarily your only vegetarian option, but typically that's where the vegetarian option is. And so on this night, I ordered the French onion soup, the Caesar salad, and the pan-seared aged sirloin steak. So let's take a look at those. Here is the French onion soup. It was amazing. I think I ordered it almost every night. I think one night I had a broccoli soup instead. But the broccoli soup was good, but the French onion, it was just amazing. So very good. Caesar salad was also very good. It was very light. And the portions were not like enormous. So they were very, because a lot of people will order more than one starter or more than one entree or more than one dessert. And so they take that into consideration when they're making their portions. And so I felt like the portions were really good for ordering and trying different things. And then here's that steak that I had. It came with potatoes and vegetables, and it was squash and zucchini. It was very good. Everything was seasoned well. And then here's a look at the dessert menu. They give you some dessert drink options. We ordered coffee every night with our dessert, but not the like specialty coffees up there, just regular coffee. And then your dessert options at the top would change nightly, and then the classic favorite desserts would stay the same. And then you had ice cream and sorbet options, and those also changed up some. So my mom had the no sugar added ice cream quite a bit, and she said it was very, very good. So she does not have to be sugar free. We choose to try and eat lower sugar, but not always, because I had some creme brulee and some chocolate cake too. And I did not take a picture of my dessert that night, but I did get some throughout, so we'll get to see those coming up. And then we did not get a picture of that. We did go to a theater show, but we did not get a picture of anything. And a lot of times they don't want you taking photography or recording their shows, and they'll typically tell you that before the show starts. So we did manage to go out and snap a picture outside at night. So make sure that you do go out on the deck at night. It is typically windier, and sometimes they do have some of the doors blocked off where you can't go out if it's too windy. But they also tend to kind of pick up a little bit of speed at night sometimes too. So that could be that. So anyway, this was our embarkation day. We had an amazing time. I hope you've enjoyed it, and come back and check out our very first port tomorrow. Thanks for joining us here at Enjoy the View Travel on our latest travel adventures. Our contact information is listed below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment below. And until next time, enjoy the view.